review. I have been part of the contract creators program for a while now, but most of you know that my work schedule meant that I wasn't doing a lot of content, and that means that I really wanted to start taking advantage more of that and spending some more time with these new champions. This one is Void. It's the first one that I've had that's been science in a long time, and I'm pretty excited about that. He does have kind of a lot of health. He's got a couple of special attacks that are interesting, and a lot of them are based on like charging up this debuffs. His special attacks are based on that, so when he has two dark stings, which is what puts this one up there, it puts a degeneration debuffs. There's a couple of options for debuffs, which I believe are here. So it's part of Intimidating Presence, which is his passive. Suffocating, or he's full immune to Incinerate is passive, and then every 10 seconds, Void's Intimidating Presence inflicts a random debuff. Plus 4 seconds on the timing if there's at least one Intimidating Presence already active. So the more you have, the more they last. Those are the different options there, and the Intimidating Presence, so in addition to what's going on, the stacking on the opponent, it also gives him increase for each unique debuff point. It's mentioned here. He gives the opponent takes direct damage per second, so it does damage them based on what you've done, and buffs your own champion or buffs Void. The special attack literally just inflicts one, which is probably a good place to start because you have other things you can do passively, but remember up here it said that it's plus 4 seconds to it for every one you already have on it. So that's a good place to start. And then the special attack is also based on debuffs, so you're going to stack the debuffs on your opponent and then use your special attack 3, and it allows you to have additional fury. I don't know. So we'll start with the bio. If you don't know Sentry and Void's story, when Sentry was created with the Super Soldier Serum, it created Sentry, and then it also split and created an evil counterpart of Void, so that's kind of interesting. I didn't read a lot of the comics about Sentry. I've seen him before. He shows up in other like Marvel games and other Marvel places, but I haven't spent that much time. And Void was actually something I really never thought about again after that initial storyline. To go along with that, he's got interesting synergies. So just much like Morningstar and some of the other more recent champions, these are specials. They don't just give you extra stats if you have them. They have like specific bonuses that you get. For example, if you have Hulk and Void on the same one, it gives Void something special. He gains up to 3 Fury debuffs. And Hulk also gets something special. He gains an additional bar of power when he's low and 20% health. So each of the champion gets something special. When he's in with Sentry, Sentry doesn't get anything specific, although if you go over to Sentry's stuff, he does, but it's listed here that when he activates a special 3, Void gets a reality warp charge for 30 seconds, increasing the duration of any Fury buffs activated. So since Fury is a significant portion of what Void is stacking, it works pretty well. I actually think those are interesting, and I like how we're going to a more complex interactions with our champions included in the bonuses, and then also when you read through all of the new champions have very like more complex stacking, similar to like Hyperion or Ghost Rider, where like different moves do different things and stack in different ways as opposed to just the basic champions. For example, Hulk is a basic champion. His L1, L2, and L3 do specific things. It does one thing. They are really independent of one another. You can use whichever one you want. And then his Fury thing is random, right? You don't do anything to trigger it. Whereas the new champions, like, it's individual player performance, so they have a high skill cap, and they're better champions the higher your skill cap is. And then the last synergy bonus with Thor and Doctor Strange is just a basic synergy where they both get additional critical rating if you have them. So that's kind of cool. And then the last thing we'll talk about is, we looked at it a little bit, but we're going to talk about the signature ability. So all Intimidating Presence debuffs are at max stacks, which is 2. Instead of being removed, they're converted into a passive Fear of the Void that combines their effects and grants Void 1300 attack rating for 40 seconds. When Fear of the Void is active, Intimidating Presence generates debuffs more quickly, and it can only have 2 stacks. So that's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty special, I think. Actually, now that I think about it, the Intimidating Presence debuffs, Fear of the Void can only have 2 stacks. But I don't know, actually, if individual... Oh, yeah, see, down here. One of the Intimidating... Each specific debuff can only have a max of each 2. So there's 3 of them. You can stack them each twice, and then when all together, they convert into Fear of the Void, which you can stack twice. So it's a ramp up champion. He's not gonna kill things quickly. Like for example, Rocket is a champion a lot of people use to get through things quickly. But if you have difficult champions or champions that are going to be long fights, I think Void would help a lot with that. So I haven't messed around with him that much. So after this video, I'm going to go and record. I've been working on Act 5 for a while, which kind of went by the wayside while I was off from the game. So I'm going to take Void along for that and see what we can do. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Bye.